us just, you know, be in this chaotic morning. So, but we're keeping cool. We're staying calm. I went and turned on and turned off my internet. So should be good.
And here we are. We're just going to roll now. So welcome everybody to day 2.
Yes. Thank you, Kaela, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let us know if you're watching us here in the Women in Entrepreneurship group. It's going to be a great talk. I'm really excited to go through this conversation with you, Kaela, because you are just the queen of mindset, and you've helped me so much. And so I'm just excited to have this conversation with you this morning.
Thanks, Jess. I'm really excited too. And it's really fun I feel like I get to wear 2 hats today, which is so awesome. So I know a lot of women in this group, but there's a lot of women in this group or maybe new to the summit that I don't know. And I just want to share that, one, I'm one of the co-founders of The Nest with Jess, Alex, and Sunny. So that's so fun. I love that this is like home base for me, and so grateful for all of your support in the Women in Entrepreneurship group. We love this group so much. And I also am a life and business coach. And so I'm speaking from that lens as well today too. And it just feels cool. Like I'm playing 2 teams, it's 1 team, and it just is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome. This is great. And the topic is so necessary and so needed. So we're on day 2 of 7. And yesterday, Alex and I talked about community a little bit and what that looks like for us and how we can build our community together. And so today we're going to pull in the mindset, pull in the...
I'm just trying to get the comments. It's all good now. I won't do that again.
That's all right. We're here. So pulling in the mindset and the wealth and everything that's just, top of mind for all of us is going to be so critical today. So welcome, Kaela. Yes. So happy that you're here wearing all your hats today. And I think we should just dive in. What do you think?
Jess. Oh, you're back. You're good.
I feel like we're going to be like on edge the whole time. So anyway, let's just dive in. Let's get to it. Because we have questions from folks in our community and questions that Kaela and I came up with. So let's start there.
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay. I had this all prepped before I got on. But I first want to talk a little bit about and bring up the fact that, let's just start ground level, base level. What is mindset? How does it flow from our feelings, actions, thoughts? Kind of walk us through that and how our mindset manages everything that we do.
Okay, awesome. So before Jess and I hit live, one of the times before we hit live, we were talking about how the belief that I hold comes from metaphysics, which says that vibration precedes manifestation. So to de-woo that, or to bring that concept down to earth, what that means is everything is a vibration. So our thought is an energetic vibration. And so everything that we experience in reality first comes from our thoughts. And the journey that this energy goes on is it starts up here in our mind, in our thoughts, and then it moves into our body as a feeling. And from there, based on what we're thinking and what we're feeling, we take an action or we don't take an action. And then that is like a perfect recipe that creates whatever it is we're going to experience. So to just give an example of this, let's just say that one day we're sitting around and we have the thought, I'm going to bake a cake. We don't actually have a cake yet, right? We don't just think we don't think the word cake and poof, there it magically appears.
Yeah.
And we don't have a cake without thinking the thoughts of it. We don't just open our fridge and there's a cake and we can't figure out how the cake got there. We first think the thought, experience things like our mouth starting to salivate or our stomach starting to growl, or the excitement of how delicious chocolate is going to taste. So now that we're thinking about baking a cake and our body's having a physical response to a cake, then we make a choice to take action. And so likely the action that we take is walk in our kitchen, get all the ingredients, mix all the ingredients together, and then actually bake a cake. And now here we are, we have the physical cake in our hands. So
Mm.
that works for anything in our life.
Yes, it feels simple when you walk through it, but in real life, it feels like a hot mess sometimes. So, yeah, and we get in our own way, like, even when you're talking through baking a cake, it's like we could overthink, like, which flour should I use? Or should I use organic sugar? Should I use refined sugar? You know, like, that's kind of what comes up for me when you talk through that, is like we get ourselves stuck in so many ways, just through that example.
Absolutely. Or, I mean, just to run with this silly cake analogy, have you ever been the person who, like, you see that your friend has a cake and you open up your fridge and you're like, why is there no cake? And you, like, are freaking out, judging yourself, beating up on yourself, like, how come I don't have a cake?
Okay.
Well, you
Mhm.
haven't allowed yourself to have the thoughts and the feelings and the actions.
Mm. So good. Yes. Yes. I'm loving this cake analogy
And
right
so
now.
the good news is we don't have to beat up on ourselves for not having a cake. We just get to go back to square one to have the thought, I'm going to have a cake. I'm going to
Mm,
bake a cake. I'm going to allow myself to receive cake. Then we dial up those feelings.
hmm. Yeah, I got it right away. Let us know if you're feeling this cake analogy or if it's making you hungry for cake. 'Cause that could be too. So yeah, Kayla, so can you put that into an example in like an everyday life situation that somebody could run up against in their life or their business where, that cake that they want or that thing that they want is just not happening for them?
Yes. So let's talk about it in terms of pandemic, which is what's going on right now. Maybe
Mhm.
the cake for you, this is the entrepreneurship group. So maybe cake for you is having a business that is supporting you and your family during this time. So it doesn't work for us to wake up one day and in a panic mode be like, I need a business with all kinds of clients. Like,
Yeah,
and a freak out.
that
So
feels
what we get
like,
to,
ooh, yeah, that feels
yeah,
really.
right. And that's what the experience that I've been hearing from a lot of people is, like, this freak out, like, I need to have clients like snap my fingers right now or it's not going to work. So
Mhm.
what we want to do first is go all the way back. And this is where we start with managing our mindset. We start to actually choose thoughts that would allow us to feel the feelings and take the actions in support of building a business that supports ourselves and our clients. And so these are thoughts like, this is possible for me right now. My
Mhm.
clients are ready and wanting to be served. I
Yeah.
know that I have a gift and offering that can make a difference for people right now and that they are ready and willing to be a yes. Those are
Mm.
the kind of thoughts that would allow us to actually create that result.
Yeah, I love this. So just like to open it up, if you guys have something that you're working through right now and you're feeling like this is an awesome example for me to walk through, just put it in the comments. This is a safe space. We want you guys to be supported in where you're at. So if something's coming up for you and you're like, oh yeah, like this is really getting me, I'm really stuck here at this point, just drop it in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah, we would love to see some real life examples. Let us know, like, what's the cake for you right now? What's the thing
Mhm.
that you are hungry for, that you're really ready to experience? And maybe it's the thing that you wanted before the pandemic hit and now here
Mm.
we are, or maybe it's changed. Maybe
Mhm.
as life is shaking up, it's changed for you. And I just want to offer up that this is still a time when we get to have desires.
Yeah, totally. And you did an awesome live a couple days ago. Again, I don't remember the day because I'm having trouble like keeping track
Me
of what day
neither.
it is. But you did an awesome video, live on your page about how like you might want the thing, right? The client and but this pandemic came through. And so now you're taking yourself out of the game immediately just upon thinking about it. And so how can I possibly reach out to people and ask them to work with me when this pandemic is happening, right? And so maybe speak into that a little bit about how people can move through that in a really, I don't know, supportive way.
Absolutely. Yeah, one of the things that I've been hearing, and just give us a message if this has been you, is some guilt. I've been noticing and hearing from my clients and from my friends some guilt, like, who do I think I am? That right now some people are like, I don't know if I can buy groceries, I don't know if I can pay my rent, and then I'm gonna go and sell X, or I'm gonna go and open up spots for whatever, that it seems so like just
Mhm.
not like a basic human need right now. And so
Yeah.
if that's you, if you've been feeling any level of guilt or shame, or like, is it okay for me to even grow my business right now while we're in a pandemic? I
Mhm.
just want to share my belief, and you can choose to take this on or not. You might want to try it on, decide if you want to keep it or not. But my belief is that, yes, this is really a time when we get to connect with the way that we're really serving our clients and continue
Mhm.
to show up for that for many, many reasons. And one of them is that when we grow our business and continue to be in that flow of giving and receiving and giving and receiving, we're also giving. And now we have money to reinvest in our economy in other places. So we can go and support other business owners, other people, to make sure that things are still moving and that we don't get into just a total gridlock of no money moving at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And something that I've learned from you, and so I just want to baseline this for people. Like, you might be watching this and think, like, what does it mean to serve? What does it mean to receive? Like, I've worked with Kaela for a while now that I know what those words are, but that might be a little stretchy for you to think, like, how, like, I need money. How, like, what does serving somebody have to do with that? So if you
Thanks,
can just,
Jess. That's
yeah, yeah.
that's awesome.
Mhm.
So it's helpful to remember that if you're watching this video, I'm sure that this is true for you, that none of us went into business because we just wanted to get. We weren't just like, gimme, gimme, gimme. I just like invented this service or product for the sole reason of getting money. What I believe, especially if you're in this group watching this video, is that the reason we decided to go into business or produce a product or offer a service is because we saw a need out there
Mhm.
in the world, and we thought, oh my gosh, I am the one who could help those people. I am the one who could let go of my own ego stuff to be of service for those people. And so this is not the time for us to stop serving.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Love that. So yeah, even on that, I've been getting some people reaching out to me, and yeah, they just kind of want to check out. Like, when this all first happened, they were like, I'm not gonna even like work on my business. There, why would I even do that? I just need
Good
to check
morning.
out right
So,
now.
oh,
So
sorry.
if you, no, you're okay. So if you can give like a recommendation, or if you're feeling this way, let us know that you're just like, oh, this feels so overwhelming. The finances, like maybe my spouse, their job is on the line, or something, or you might even be like, is this the right time for me to start a business? Kind of like what Kaela tapped into. So what would you recommend for people who are feeling really checked out? Of life, of work, of business, and how can we support each other in this?
Okay, great question. And I do see, I was trying to get the comments on my phone. So because I only see
Yeah,
Facebook user to like connect. That's what I was trying to do, just so you guys know. But
gotcha.
I see some people saying like it's not a basic necessity, so it feels hard to sell. And so
Mm,
that also can have us going into there. I think there's a few reasons why we would check out. One is that it's the guilt and shame of like, who am I? Like, I don't have a basic, I'm not selling toilet paper or food. And
mm,
so who do I think I am to sell? So we
yeah.
feel like my answer is to check out. Another reason to check out is it's super overwhelming.
Mm,
And there's a lot of fear and uncertainty that I don't know what's going to happen with my business or my family or my health. And that feels scary. And so I'll check out. And so, first, I just want to say that if that's where you are, if you're in the place of checking out, pulling the covers up, burying
mm,
your head, like whatever it is, that's okay. You do not have to beat yourself up or blame yourself or shame yourself. Everyone is going to respond to what's going on right now in their own way. There is no right way to respond. There's no like, oh, well, this is the way I should be doing it. And
yeah.
that's true for now and for always. We just all get to have whatever experience we're having, and that's okay.
Mm,
So the first thing that I do is always just like, what if it's okay? What if it's okay that I'm freaking out? Or what if it's okay that I'm not freaking out at all? Like, that can be our first place. And then what the question that I ask myself is, what will most serve me right now?
mm,
And so this might be a lot of you are, if you are checked out, it's just to ask yourself with curiosity, not judgment, does this serve me? Does it
mm,
serve me to be checked out? or does it serve me to plug in and play? And I'm just kind of thinking about sometimes for a part of time, being checked out does serve us. Let's think about when it goes into a coma. When somebody is physically in a coma, they're checked out. And in some cases, that is really serving that person because it's allowing their body to heal.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving their body space and time to do all of the healing that's necessary for them to come back and thrive. So, and that might be true for you right now. Right now, you might be needing to really pull into your resources. And so being momentarily checked out might serve you to just get back to ground level.
Mm-hmm.
And then we look at a place of, okay, does being checked out serve me? And we can think about, well, if I'm checked out, I don't get to serve my clients. I don't get to grow my business. I don't get to live in joy. I don't get to play and experience. I don't get to help other people. And so then from there, we just have a choice to make.
Yeah. Yeah. It totally goes into a big topic you wanted to talk about is like the difference between managing our mind and going about daily life. Like the way that this transitions into that topic, it's perfect. So can you speak a little bit about that, how we're going to move forward, or maybe even today, or, later this afternoon, tomorrow, how do we go into managing our mind versus just, going into autopilot?
Totally. And that's also been my experience is that a lot of us do go into autopilot because at least we're getting through things.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just looks like us going through the motions and often in a place of fear or scarcity or uncertainty. And again, there's no judgment. It's just an opportunity for to look, okay, am I eating breakfast, logging in, reading my emails at work, but I'm kind of robotic or on autopilot about it?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I actually managing my mind and intentionally showing up to each one of those activities? So in just a minute, I can share with you a practice that I use frequently for myself, that I teach to my clients, that supports us in managing our mind. But the real intention is to have an intention, is to write in this pandemic. One of the ways that we can keep our cool is not just to go through the motions, but to actually choose an intention. Okay, so here I am, quarantine day number whatever, and I'm at home. What's my intention for the day? What's the experience that I want to create for myself and for anyone that I get to interact with?
Yeah, I've been even speaking into that personally, I've been noticing when I watch the news, my anxiety and my body just tenses up. So I've been really limiting, same with Facebook, honestly. I've really been limiting the amount of time that I watch the news, what channels I watch, when I watch it, and Facebook, when I'm on it, when I'm not feeling great. And so then I go out to nature, right? I'm just really letting my body direct me, which is new for me, but it serves me so well to manage it that way.
And that's such a great example, Jess. Right now, for all of us, when we turn on the news or plug into Facebook or whatever social media, to actually set an intention for that.
Mm-hmm.
That, especially when I turn on the news, I literally just say this to myself in my head first. I just say, my intention is to get the information, to be aware that serves my highest good, and I'm not available for fear or scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not available for fear or panic. That's okay if it's existing. I'm cool with, anyone making their choices. I just say to myself what I'm available for and what I'm here for, so that I can just be reading the news to get what I came for, which is information and awareness.
And that's not selfish. I just want to put that out there.
No.
That is not selfish to limit your intake on news, media. I've had a lot of people tell me that they've been unfriending people. So it's really about managing your mind. This is what it's all about. And that is not selfish.
Totally not. Not at all.
So do you want to speak into your practice that you have? I'm so excited to hear about it.
Yes. Okay. This is so fun. So this is a practice I personally take on whenever whenever I realize in a moment that, oh, there's some mindset work to do here. Anyone who knows me knows that I love to have a good old fashioned dance party. So this does not require you to dance party, though you can. That's optional. You could first or after play a song and have a dance party. But this is called the dance exercise. To actually complete this exercise, the only thing that you need is a paper and a pen. So you do the exercise while sitting with a paper and a pen. It's a mental dance party, basically.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And dance is just an acronym to remind you how to move through the 5 steps. So dance is just an acronym. So it works best if you're journaling. Now, if you're driving in a car, you're in a moment where you don't have a paper and a pen, You could do this in your mind, but I find it works the best for me and for my clients if you actually write it down, because there's just something about that physical act of getting it out of your body and onto paper.
True.
Okay, so you want to use this exercise called the dance practice. And this is something that I created based off some other things that I learned that I just found like this is really working for me. So you want to use this exercise anytime you're getting into a moment where you're feeling like, you know, like no shit moment of like, what's going to happen? I'm in panic. I'm in fear. I don't know what's going on next. So you could do this multiple times if you need to right now. Okay, so step number 1 is D. D is for doubts. So the first thing you're going to do is to take off your judgment filter and just write down any and everything that you are doubting. So this might be things like, maybe like, I'm doubting that I can pay my bills this month, or I'm doubting that I can get any new clients, or I'm doubting that I can stay sane and healthy through this epidemic, or I'm doubting that I can really stay on track with all the health progress that I've been making now that I'm going to be quarantined in my home for weeks. So whatever it is, you might just have one thing, or you might have many things. You just write down anything that you feel yourself doubting in this moment. And if you guys who are watching have a specific doubt that you want to share in the chat, I would love to see that. So it's helpful when we share, because other people are like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. You know, if you see someone thinking, I'm doubting grow my business right now, there might be someone else who feels like, thank you for saying that, because it helped me realize that I'm not alone. So the first step is D for doubts. Then we move on to A. A is acknowledge. So what we're going to do here is acknowledge any emotions, body sensations, feelings that those doubts bring up for us. So we know the doubt. I'm just going to play with, I'm doubting that I can grow my business right now. I'll use that as the running example. So when I think about that doubt, I don't think I can grow my business right now. Then I check in with my body and acknowledge what are the feelings or the emotions that I have. And maybe what really comes up for me is fear. And I can feel the fear as my heart starts to flutter. And I start to get sweaty palms. And the emotion that I have is terror. And I can feel the water kind of welling behind my eyes. So we just take some time to sit down and just acknowledge whatever feelings and emotions are here. We're not judging it. We're not making ourselves wrong for having it. We're not saying, oh, I shouldn't be scared right now because I have to keep moving forward and being scared isn't going to help me. We allow space for whatever there to be there to be there. So we check in with our doubts and then we acknowledge it. Then we get to N. Now. So we ask ourselves, what's true now? What are the facts right now? We're specifically looking for facts, not things that you're pretending are a fact. So here's like a sneaky one. A sneaky one might be, well, nobody is going to be able to hire me because everyone's money is frozen right now. That's not a fact. If you work at a grocery store or Netflix or Purell, your money's not frozen. So it's not a fact that everybody's money is frozen. A fact is, I'm working from home today. A fact is, there are 8 billion people in this world. You know, so we just start to get clear on what are the facts right now. Another fact right now might be, I have a service available for my clients. That's a fact. So we just start to check in, and what we're doing is we're separating ourselves from the stories that we're making up that's fueling the doubts, and we're starting to shift into what's really a fact right now in this moment, knowing that those things can change. Okay, so then, are you following, Jess? Is this making sense?
Totally. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking of examples in my head.
Totally.
I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Go ahead.
What I'm feeling from all of this is it's like our brain tricking us into forward thinking. So it's not letting us be in the present. It's always, you know, what could happen in the future.
There is a part of our brain that wants us to do that. There's a part of our brain that's like, out there is really scary, so just come in here. And so what we're doing in this process is giving part of our brain some space to acknowledge and seen and heard so that it can feel safe, so that then we can move forward from a place of sustainable foundation. Okay, so we did doubts, acknowledgement, and now. And then C is for commitment. And so we ask ourselves, even with all of this, what is my commitment in this area? So if we're running with the example of, I'm afraid to grow my business, I would just ask, well, what's my commitment? And my commitment is to serve the people that I meant to serve and to grow my business to X level. And you might make something specific here, like to bring on 2 new clients this month, or to, my commitment is to generate $2,000 for my business this month. And so we just reignite our commitment. I know that these are my doubts. I'm acknowledging that this is how I feel. I'm clear on what the facts are. And here is my commitment. And we're reaffirming our commitment in this area.
So good. Yeah.
Okay. So then the 5th and final step is E, which is energy. And this is kind of a 2-parter. So the first thing that we do with energy is we ask ourselves, what kind of energy is there for me to be in to move towards my commitment? And so we're looking at, maybe the energy is courage or dedication or possibility, an energy of possibility and play, which is different than an energy of self-sabotage or disbelief or thinking that this is never going to work for me. So we choose the energy to be in. So we might say, I'm going to be in an energy of courage. I'm going to choose to be courageous and show up with this courage to move forward towards my commitment. And then the second E is, where do I direct my energy next? So another way to say that is, what's the next action I'm going to take? How am I going to use my energy, this energy of courage, moving forward? And so then we make a choice, which might be, I'm going to find out who in my community is really desiring my service right now, and I'm going to have a conversation with them. And I'm committed to doing that. At least 5 people. I'm going to find at least 5 people who I know would really want my service and have a conversation. So when this is all said and done, we've moved ourselves from can't grow my business to shifting through that, allowing those things to be seen and heard, reconnecting with our commitment, choosing to be encouraged or whatever you choose, and now actually having a game plan for where we're going to go next.
That feels so supportive.
I love it. I see. This is the dance party. Wow. It's like the dance party for your mind.
It totally is. It's like unraveling. That's kind of what I see, is like, it's a ball of yarn that's just like, oh, so all over the place, and putting it down to paper or putting it in your iPhone, like do a note and just get it out. Like just get it all out on paper and see what is actually true. I fall into this a lot, where I overthink, and then that puts me into a stagnant energy. And so when you get this out, when you put it out on paper, you actually see what's true. And the only thing that's true that's coming up for me is I'm changing where I'm working, right? Kind of like what you said at the beginning. So I love this so much. I wrote it. I have it all here. I'm going to practice this.
You're going to have a dance party, a mindset dance party.
I love it. So how is this feeling for you guys that you're watching, you're participating? Did you do your dance? What did you start with, and where did you end up? I'm so curious to know. So share that with us in the comments. Sorry, I'm just checking to see if anyone has any questions. Yeah, what's going to happen next? That's always where my brain goes, is like, okay, what's the worst case scenario? But right now, what's most helpful is to be present and to do dance, what Kaela just walked us through. It's so perfect.
Jess, that's the thing. That's a question we can ask ourselves. What's most helpful?
Yeah.
We can just ask ourselves that to manage our mindset on repeat right now. What's most helpful? Is me panicking or freaking out most helpful? Maybe, then choose that. Maybe not, then don't choose it.
Right. And I know a lot of people watching might have spouses, children, like there's more people in this equation that you can even work through this together as a couple or a family. Like it's such a great exercise.
Totally. Thank you guys so much. If you have other questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments. I'll be sure to come back and circle back. And I don't know if you have any other questions, Jess, but one of the last things that I want to share is, this is just really an opportunity for us to practice flexing this muscle of really being the bosses of our mind. Not just the bosses of our company, but the bosses of our mind, so that we can create the reality that really supports us.
So true. So true. So let us know what value you took away today, because I know like as Kaela was going through this, I'm like, I'm definitely going to do this for myself today. So let us know where you're at, and if this was helpful, if this served you in a way that you're like, energy in, energy out. Let us know. Share this, tag people, share this group with other people. We are on day 2 of this 7-day virtual summit. So yesterday we talked about community. Today we talked about mindset. Just think about everything else that we have for the next 5 days. We really want you guys to feel served and supported. So share it, tag people. Yeah, let's just share.
Yeah, this is an awesome summit. Please keep coming back. Invite your friends. Everybody is going through a similar experience right now. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
So let's share it with one another.
Yeah, this is so great. Well, thank you so much, Kaela. And tomorrow we will be back. Alex is actually going to be the lead, right? On Monday, she's going to have Lori, and they're going to talk about being resilient with your family and your kids, and what that's like having everybody home, and just being supportive of you guys where you're at. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. And if you're not signed up, make sure you do get signed up, because we're serving you here in this group, and then we're also sending out email reminders, and you get the replay. So there's so much good stuff still to come. So make sure you sign up for it. We'll put the link in the comments.
Thanks, Jess.
Yay.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, have a great day, everybody. Bye.